Hey, greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. So, we're going to do another Kingdom Wave 2 unboxing, but first of all, let's just, didn't look at the sticker card that was in, what's the name? Not Verita Break, not, the other one, not Paleo Trex, Ractonite. So I didn't look at this card. This is a Megatron card here, and it's a sticker, and you peel it back, and there's a stick, and there's a card of Megatron as a gladiator. And I did open my second Ractonite, a Megatron sticker, with a picture of Megatron as a gladiator. Don't we like variety? But I've also figured out the combination to put into this big old hammer mode. And today we're going to be looking at this guy. This is Kingdom, War for Cybertron, Transformers, Dinobot. Dinobot is one of my favourite characters from Transformers fiction, so I was going to do all the deluxes and then move on to the Voyagers, but I was too eager to open up all the lizard lips here, so we're just gonna open him up, and let's see, where should we go? Should we attack from the bottom this time? Again, sorry, getting too eager. Some more of that fantastic artwork of robot mode and raptor mode, and here we go, 28 steps. Oh, pull it down. There's the instructions. I hopefully won't need. And here is Chopper Face, all tied up to this card. There is actually an actual Dinobot card on the Dinobot box, so that's good, having the relevant character. And there it is. Let's get that out of the way first so we don't forget, so we can peel that sticker off. And here he is, just Dinobot on his own, fighting away. I believe, like the other cards that were Dinobot cards, do we have any just lying around? Yeah, I've got one here. Is if you peel it back, that showed him amongst the Predacons. So this one, I think, if you translate the probably Cybertronian that's on the card, it will show probably maybe tell a tale for those who will listen, and about him joining the Maximals. So we can get him out of these twisty ties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and with the weapons here, 7, 1's a bit tight, so let's get some more specific. 8. So that's his tail weapon gimmick. And here's our guy. Oh, out of his packaging. So let's hold him by the back here. Give him a waggle. Can't really feel much moving around, and wow, look at that head sculpt. Oh. Let's just hold a bit of white paper here and do what YouTubers do. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Ring that bell. Or you can do whatever you like. It's freedom of choice and all that. Yeah, that's Dinobot, alright. Really striking head sculpt. Lots of good articulation on there to be very emotive. as Shakespearean as Dinobot can be. So yeah, like I say, when Beast Wars first happened, I was like, how could they call a character Dinobot? Dinobot's a group. That's a group of Transformers. It's not a character. Well, no, he was excellent. He was just, and you know what happened to him in season 2 was spoilers for a very old show now. It was heartbreaking. It really was. Anytime I watch that, I'll cry. I'll tell you that. Yeah. This is a good robot mode. This is a lot of fun already. Let's see. So it's got lots of articulation there. It's got nice full rounds there. Got a decent enough lift at his shoulder. There's another mushroom peg at the top of the shoulder, and his arm bends go all the way around there. There is a wrist rotation. There's a pivot here as well, and he can move his back claws and his front claws to give him that awkward Dinobot hand that he always had. There is waist rotation. His back is a bit like an old man who's wearing Y fronts who shat himself, but it's that wrinkly sodden Y front bum. But yeah, Van Damme it, motherfucker. Like that, and can almost do the full kicky round if you move his so he's not perfectly straight. You can do full on splitsies. There you go. And let's see, is there a thigh rotation there? I don't think there is. It looks like there should be, but it's not twisting, so I don't want to move it any further. But you've got lots of movement in that ball. But yeah, there's not quite a thigh rotation. Knee bend, nice and deep. Shame there's not any paint on his shins there, but it is what it is. And of course he's got an ankle tilt, and can move his heels around. He's got his weapons, so he's got his sword here. That can, it's got a square peg here, not a round one. That can, it's not quite square, but you know what I mean. And it's got this tail, so that should open up to do the thing. There's no plunger or stuff to do an actual spinning around thing, so you just have to kind of just plug it in. And imagining it spinning, I presume you can take this out and plug that in. Do that. Let's do this, yeah. And so this is this hammer, though, although not really 100% accurate, because it's absolutely massive. There's something similar in the shape of it to the hammer axe, the stone hammer axe that he uses in his final episode. It's a bit heavy for him, but ridiculously big. But you know, so if he's holding it there, he's not going to hold it. But if you get it to the right angle, he will do. So that's kind of cool. Gives a use for these guys, and yeah, I really like him. Well, I knew I would. You know, it's one of those things. It's what they've been doing with these lines at the moment. I mean, he's got a bit of a backpack, So what? Yeah. I'm not going to mark it down just for that hunchback thing there. It's not a deal breaker at all. Yeah, I just knew I would because yeah, he's one of my favourite characters, and it looks like what they've been doing with the line so far. Everything's been pretty competent. So he's a nice sturdy figure. Size comparison wise, let's bring in Deluxe Class Siege Sideswipe. Not sure. Beelzebub's guide was only supposed to be chitchy things. Well, yeah, he lords over him. Yeah, it's got a nice. That feels right for being stood next to Optimus Primal. But if you want to compare with some other figures, here he is with Marvel Legends Shatterstar, representing a 6-inch figure category. So, you know, if you just wanted a display of similar heighted figures, Dinobot's your man. And if you want to compare him with a classic G.I. Joe scale, here he is with the Dread Pirate Zanzibar. Right, okay. And I suppose I'd be remiss if I didn't bring out the MP, the magnificent MP Dinobot. Oh, he's running out of batteries there. Running out of batteries. So yeah, you can see there's lots of comparisons there of how stuff has moved over. You know, the backpack's got a little bit more plated on. There's that paint on the shins, I think, is missing, and obviously the way they transform the chest is different as well. But you know, they're all great together. But you know, this guy he's magnificent. This is a guy I can just have like as a desk toy really, and fool about with. Whereas, you know, I like to keep my masterpieces pristine in a way. So here's a transformer. He does transform. How many steps are we saying? 28. Right. Okay. So we've removed the weapon. I think this will just make sure that's in a bit further down. And that collapses round. And a lot of people have pointed out that purple end on the tail in hand, that is nowhere near as obvious. But yeah, it is a bit of a, as Zort Rider pointed out, is a bit of a dog penis. So let's move on. Lots of steps. Turn this into a Velociraptor. Right, we're going to try and hard pamper it. I've got a feeling we might have to consult the instructions on this one, but I might just be in a little favour myself. So let's move that out. Does that just go over there? That pulls out anyway. Sometimes it's just a case of exploding these figures wherever you can and just seeing what happens. Just a pair of legs and a Velociraptor head. I like that. Done. So we move these Velociraptor arms out, and let's see. spin these head around, or the waist around, so we've got that bit that was Dinobot's bum is now the front of his Velociraptor mode. Let's see. So now we have all this business going on. So we move his back and his chest bit together. That'll probably cover his legs here, with the top half of his legs. Again, so we move that down. Rotate this around to here, and these will kind of that'll fold down, that'll fold across like so. Kind of pull together. Probably neaten that up in a bit. So I think we're just going to leave them out there while we figure out what could be awkward on this bit. These bits open. His calves. That bit looks like it plugs into place there, like so. So now it's a case of just figuring out what exactly we do with these. Oh boy. Yeah, because if you look, there's some kind of these tabs on his knees. Do they? Right. Okay. So there's holes in his knees, and there's tabs up here. So you kind of have to fold these into place. I presume we fold the feet up. Somehow, I'm just going to unpeg that, and I'm going to move his head down. I'm going to spin it around, I think. Could be completely wrong here. Yeah, that's better. So we're not just going to see his head at the back of that tail. And then there's some tabs here on those thigh parts. So we're not being very cinematic with this transformation. I'm having to look at it close up to actually try and guess this rather than let's see. There's tabs on his feet there as well, and it's trying to figure out, is there something we can tab his feet into? Right. So I feel like this bit here is right, but there's just something that's just misaligned, that's kind of stopping us from finding that next point. Right. Let's try again. Kind of find the right angles, because these don't want to plug together now. I feel like we're so close, yet so far. Or it could just be a regrettably hot mess of a transformation. We don't know. Right, those bits pegging there, those bits pegging there. let's just rethink these bits. Let's move that around there. Sometimes it depends on which point of articulation you move something on to how it works, and that can have a dramatic effect on how everything else plugs together. That still doesn't work. Right, so it's like, does it need to be at this kind of angle? Does it need to be right? That plugs in a lot better, like so. His back's still looking like a hot mess. But we're just going to say it's going to be a hot mess because he's got time for this. And then you can plug his tail in. So I think there's definitely something going wrong here, but I don't think this here is particularly going to be well designed anyway. Let's just have a quick scoot at these. Now we've got it in some kind of semi dinosaur flavour. Let's see, so in theory these feet peg all the way to this section. Now however, we've got the head on here. It's going to be one of those. Right. Yeah, so the thing is with a Dinobot is turning that big burly lad into a velociraptor like this is a thing of near impossibility. And the fact that they've got this close on a Voyager class figure is commendable. But, you know, obviously there's still a lot of junk and rubbish going on here. But you can see where they're going from. I mean, they had to do all the tricks in the book of masterpieces to do the masterpiece Dinobot. So to get this far, I think is great. So I do like the head sculpt here. That's great. For some reason, it's like someone's knocked his front teeth out. Been getting him in a bit of fights. You know, the head can look down quite a bit. Can't really look up. Velociraptors can't look up, and there's no side to side, which is a shame. He's got universal joints on his caca. His ridiculous arms. There's an elbow swivel, and there's a ball joint at kind of this weird point. And he's, oh, behave. Oh, Jeffrey. His little arms there. Obviously, how these still not pegged together as much as I'd like them to be. Let's cut off a lot of the leg articulation, like the in and outs. But he's got a swivel there, and a swivel up and down. Not so much of rotation anymore. It can hold on to things. So yeah, I dig it. I dig it. The texture as well. It's not like this slightly rubberiness of the masterpiece, not the masterpiece, the leader class Megatron. It's not got that squidgy texture feel to it, you know, or smell. But it's all sculpted in. But it's sculpted in rough, and like, you know, they've got all those little highlights as well on the paint job. So yeah, I think they've done a commendable job for what they've done, from doing that near impossible task of giving the CGI model of Dinobot a transformation. So yeah, I love it. And obviously we always like a bit of weapon storage, so you don't have to result on sticking just a random gun on the back of a Velociraptor. Although if you wanted to, I'm sure you could just stick Grimlock's gun in one of those ports there. Ah! Yeah, so that's Dinobot. Here he is compared to, let's go, deluxe class Smokescreen. So it's, you know, it's pretty cool. And here he is with a sub-adult Triceratops, because we love Triceratopses on this channel. But yeah, I highly recommend him. I'm looking forward to just having this guy as just as a desk bot, and rather than, you know, something as precious and you know, priceful as the MP that, you know, has had reports of certain breakages on the shoulder and stuff. So I don't really like to piss around with it. But this is like my piss around version of one of my favourite characters from Transformers. So I'm happy to have him. Anyway, I've been me, you've been you, and if you've made it that far, this far into the end, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes, and because you deserve it, let's bump this, shall we? Bisto! Bisto!